has begun.
Okay. It's raining outside and thundering. So I forgot this actually. I'm just remembering it now. Um, there we go. Uh, I wanted to read a verse because this happened. This happens to me a lot. This happened to um, Eliyahu in scripture. So let me do this real quick and look up end of Job. It's like 38. So get this. At this also my heart trembles and leaps out of its place. Keep listening to the thunder of his voice and the rumbling that comes from his mouth. Under the whole heaven he lets it go, and his lightning to the corners of the earth. After it his voice roars, he thunders with his majestic voice, and he does not restrain the lightnings when his voice is heard. God thunders wondrously with his voice. He does great things that we cannot comprehend. He's saying this because a storm is literally brewing behind him as he speaks. For to the snow, he says, fall to the earth, likewise to the downpour, his mighty downpour. He seals up the hand of every man. He seals up the hand of every man, that all men whom he made may know it. This may even be talking about a made man, somebody whose hands are rough, they actually worked. To all men whom he made may know it. It's interesting because he made all men, but there's a second made. There is the reborn, isn't there? It's hard work, dedication, isn't there? Then the beasts go into their lairs and remain in their dens. From its chamber comes the whirlwind, and cold from the scattering winds. By the breath of Elohim ice is given, and the broad waters are frozen past. He loads the thick cloud with moisture, the clouds scatter his lightning. They turn around and around by his guidance to accomplish all that he commands them on the face of the habitable world. Whether for correction or for his land or for love, he causes it to happen. Hear this, O Job. Stop and consider the wondrous works of Elohim. Do you know how Elohim lays his command upon them and causes the lightning of his cloud to shine? Do you know the balancings or the hoverings of the clouds, the wondrous works of him who is perfect in knowledge? You whose garments are hot when the earth is still because of the south wind, that's quiet. That's the silence I was talking about. Can you, like him, spread out the skies hard as a cast metal mirror? Very interesting. Teach us what we shall say to him. We cannot draw up our case because of darkness. Shall it be told him that I would speak? Did a man ever wish that he would be swallowed up? And now no one looks on the light when it is bright in the skies, when the wind has passed and cleared them. Out of the north comes golden splendor, golden slumbers. Elohim is clothed with awesome majesty. El Shaddai, we cannot find him. He is great in power. Justice and abundant righteousness he will not violate. Therefore men fear him. He does not regard any who are wise in their own conceit or in their own heart. You understand? Everybody can get this with their Obama phone. It's not in my heart. Nothing is inside. Nothing good is inside of you. You understand? Then Yahweh answered Job out of the whirlwind. You understand? When Eliyahu was talking, was prophesying, testimony of Messiah as a spirit of prophecy, the storm comes, and then Yahweh speaks out of the storm. It's wild. So let's get rid of this. There's the Teth again. Let me try to explain this Teth Arak, because there's all kinds of words here, and I'll get into. This is probably gonna be multiple parts. It's multiple parts in here. You know what? I can actually put this behind me. See, that works right there. I just put this right here. Oh, come on, don't start this. Sorry. So I'll just put this right here. It's Tesseract. Remember, the purple square is the Tesseract. This mouse always gives me problems when I'm streaming, too. It's totally fine when I'm not streaming. You know something. It does exactly what I want. Not when I'm streaming. So here's the purple. So let me pull this back up. Teth Arak. Teth Arak. And there's many ways you can cut this. So Teth is a vortex or a spiral. That's what's in the middle of the field. So here's this one. So Aran. So I'm going to go over all these roots because they're all connected. So Aran is wild goat or an ark. So Shamash Aran is even more interesting now from different perspectives because it's all multidimensional in this language. So there's a whole verb that means Aran. It's to be agile, aroused, or at the center of cheer. Yeah. I think some games actually have her at the end being cheered by people. So Ranan means to produce a ringing cry. Remember I told you that? I think I even went over that before for the Metroid games. Because the only thing you hear out of her is like if you lose and she dies in the game, she lets out this really, really crazy cry that I'm glad I don't die in that game anymore because it's kind of frightening. It's like not frightening. What was it? Eerie. Like it's just you don't want to hear it. So Ron and Rina, ringing cries. Aran appears to have been nimble and agile. Oren means fit or cedar. The fields of Oren. Look up the Black Star song. Bye. Okay. Hope the microphone captures that really good because it sounds cool. Yeah, you probably saw the flash. So Oren, if you look up the Black Star song by David Bowie, where he calls himself a Black Star, he talks about the fields of Oren, the cedars. Ritz crackers are that has to do with cedars. That's why they look like cedar tree cutouts. It's the cedars of Lebanon, spoken in scripture all the time. Aaron is a word that usually translated with ark. Aaron, that's by Ronald. You get Ronald Reagan. And then you get Donald Trump. And I already told you what Donald means. It's the old Dan. Get ready. So what was I doing with this? Let's go to the next one here. Oh, that's the chart. Come on, let's go. So Ri, because remember, tesseract is teth, vortex, and then ara means to pluck. Ara, the K, remember, is a cop. So the cop that plucks out of the vortex. Who's the cop that plucks out of the vortex? It's Messiah. So there's a tesseract that's going to be for the wicked. And there's a tesseract that's going to be for the righteous in the new kingdom. Understand? Ri and Aria both mean lion. So it's the cop lion vortex. This is just describing different things. Uria, manger, or crib, where the animals gather to eat. He used eat my words and drink my judgment. That's what he meant. People don't even understand. They act like animals. Ara appears to be related to arar, which is meant to bind. So the cop that binds the vortex, you understand? Bind someone under a spell or a curse. So this is either life or death, paradise or the hellfire. Has to do with the bar, the image of the bees in a lion. Remember Shimshon? Samson? Word in the crib. And don't ignore their stupid comments on gender. This website gives you all the roots, but then it just tells you like, oh, evolution's real and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, there's a concept of evolution. A baby becomes an adult. Yeah, that exists. But no monkeys becoming humans. Do you understand? Like, they really want a monkey to be able to become human. That's their inner beast, worshipping of the image of the beast inside of them. Do you understand? Oh, apes can speak. Apes can speak sign language. It's like they make it up. They give them treats to make sounds and to do things with their hands. They're not speaking to anybody. They're just being a parrot so they can get the cookie. You understand? It's and then they think we're this dumb that we're not gonna know that. That's how they view you. So you can either watch somebody like me that tells you you're capable of any intelligence, the highest intelligence, or you can watch a bunch of people that tell you that you are dirt and trash. Somebody who lets somebody call them dirt and trash over and over through the television, don't they become dirt and trash at some point? They do. That's why tala yashin means to heap on layers and layers like over ruins until you are asleep. So it's just self-abuse to watch television. Just self-abuse. Ara means to wander, travel, or keep company with. So the vortex, travel, wander, keep company with the cop. There's two cops, remember? There's the good shepherd, there's the evil shepherd. Both work for the vortex because they're both harvesting two different yields. One is greater than the other. One's sun, one's a moon. One's a lunatic. One has all the light and knows where he's going. Aura means way or path. So when someone talks about your aura, it's not necessarily your essence around your body. It's your contrail. It's your contrail. Thunder is the contrail of lightning. You make a pathway when you move through this realm. Make straight the paths of Yahweh. What does that mean? That means that's all has to do with the language, keeping the tradition, in faith and in trust that this thing is going to be created into what the Most High said it's going to be created into. Orha denotes a traveling company or a caravan. Your aura is your decisions, what they've carried you onto. No authority or some to great authority. Aruha, a kind of meal or meal allowance. This is all scriptural. Yarea, meaning moon. We're supposed to be standing on the moon and clothed with the sun. Isn't that interesting? Arak means to be long or to prolong. This is a coincidence. Weapons of mass destruction. It's used almost exclusively in relation to time, and half of the occurrences of this verb are in the formula that you may prolong your days in the land. Do you understand? Orek, meaning length of a construction. Uh, Osama bin Laden was a general contractor. You understand? General contractors aren't bad, but there's a good shepherd and there's a bad shepherd. Osama bin Laden was a bad contractor. There's good contractors. Messiah literally is a good contractor. That's what tecton means. He's the GC. He knows how to build it, but he's graduated already. Do you understand? Arek, meaning, well, I mean, if you were the vessel whose being you felt the architecture of all creation flow through you, you kind of know a thing or two about building, but you don't have to build. You tell other people to build. It's all authority. A wreck, meaning long. So if someone's a wreck, because they're prolonging their suffering. Like a lot of these people just watching television like a drug, they're prolonging their suffering because it's literally speaking suffering onto them. And then they want things to relieve their stress. It's like you're literally listening to stress all day. Like there's like these drug commercials that are ridiculous. They stress me out when I see them. Erok, meaning long. Yeah, I had to delete like all the movies that I was gonna watch on YouTube and stuff. Like I can't even watch because it's good. There might be good ones that I already watched that I know don't have like profanity or anything nasty in it. But new ones, like I can just watch it and then like something will. Oh, my screen turned off, but I can still hear. Wait, wait 1 minute. I think I'm still online. Give me a second. Because I can hear myself in the mic. The mic's on, the camera's on. Just my TV turned off. Give me a minute. Is it still on? Oh, wow. Hopefully the power stays on. I'm still streaming. Yeah, my TV just turned off right when I said that. Oh, someone's in the chat. Singeman. Oh, where are you from, Singeman? I recognize that name. Hey, warriors. Exactly what I've been saying. My brother watches it a lot. He believes it all. From moon to... Yeah, yeah, yeah. Singeman. That sounds really familiar. Still going, the screen's turned off. Yeah, it's crazy. The lightning turned the screen off, but couldn't turn the power off. That's funny. See, I just do this in faith. I mean, if it turns off my stream, I don't care. But I'm just gonna do it anyway. Like, I'm not gonna worry about it turning off the stream. But it turned the screen off. That's funny. Because I can hear myself in my mic. So I knew it was on. I'm like, what's going on? It's almost like the lightning. Maybe the lightning, like, you know how your remote turns off the screen? Maybe the lightning was... Because it's God's voice. So you could theorize that maybe God's voice is centered so close right here, because I'm literally talking about the language that he implanted into Adam. It like turned the TV off like a remote, because everything else worked. Everything that's remote controlled turned off, which is the TV. That's strange. Anyway, freak myself out here. Orek, meaning long, and my fingers feel tingly. I have some energy in me. Just eat it up. Describe mental exercises, length of patience, self-restraint, meaning long, let's see, of exile, God's wisdom. So you can look up these scriptures too, and it makes it more interesting. I just don't have the time to say it all, because I'm only one man. Aruka, meaning healing or restoration. So the vortex of healing or restoration. The Tesseract. Do you understand? There's two different Tesseracts that are going to happen. The New Jerusalem, it looks like what I'm depicting here. Oops. That cube right there, the New Jerusalem is in that image. It's gonna come through here, literally like it's being swallowed by everybody who accepts the word. Do you understand? Everything's here on it. I don't know how I did it. It's not me. I just drew this thing, and a lot of things just came together, like the rainbow being on top of the head. But when it's on the feet, look, the color charts, all these colors align with the charts I've already shown you. So if you just apply the colors too, your word is a lamp under my feet. Literally, the word is the purple right here. The blue is the fourth dimensional, the understanding of it. The green is the third dimensional, the living out of it. And the yellow right here is it being shown outwardly. The orange is the second dimension, or your soul. The red is the blood, your spirit in your blood. You can't make this up. Achilles heel. Literally, the Achilles is right on this green amalgamation. You cut the amalgamation right there, you're done. You could still speak like me, though. If I had my Achilles tendons cut and I couldn't walk, I could still speak. You understand? That's why it's over the head, not through the head or anything. These are the seven spirits, symbolized in our own psyche. So it's I don't know. Even the morning star rising in your hearts that Paul talked about can literally be the star rising and setting, because it looks taller than the sun. Have you ever seen the morning star rising? It literally looks higher up than the sun. Morning star rises in your hearts. Your lungs are right here. You have the air. The green. See, this is all your intestines. And the earth is just like that. And your procreative force here is the red. That's the blood. That's the will. That is literally black and white, death and life. And whether you have ovaries or, you know, the satchel, it's orange because that's your ancestors, both past and future. That's second dimensional. So even the woman, the seed, moves up the tube, right? Just like if an angel wanted to approach the Most High, he would go up here, right? So this is literally procreation. It's something that is to be, and you're doing this, and it's as if it's approaching the Most High, right? It's traveling through the fallopian tube, because a man's procreative energy comes up like this. A woman's, it's an egg that comes down. Do you understand? And in the middle is amalgamation. Now, they may describe it in many ways that are most likely Egyptian, because the sperm in the egg has always been like an Egyptian Mars and alien seeding. But however it actually happens, the biology will tell you, because it's aligned with how reality works. This is what Shem is experiencing in one way or another. And then Eber experiences it, so he has the faith to go across the sea and tour the world. He circumvented the world. I know Eber did that. Why? Because of his names. Because what happened before and after he did what he did. It affected the world, you can tell. I have this in charts. Oh, here's the picture I spoke about in the last one with the piano, and it's like a New Yorkish looking thing with the like a sixth of a eclipse, but that's from a different perspective. So underneath the city, it could be a different perspective because it's dimensional. It may look impossible from this perspective, but being right under it, it might look way different. That's how perspective works. And this whole picture behind you came from this sketch. That's how I kind of saw it at first, and then I decided to put it with this other one. I've shown you this this sketch before, the anatomy, the human anatomy sketch. Let me put this back up. A lot of things I might do like 6, 7, 8 parts. I don't know what. This is just madness with this one. Oh, and this picture is cool too. These are all 25 years ago, 2019. I wrote the dreams that I had, a bunch of stuff. But I'm not going to share the dreams because they wouldn't be helpful to other people. The only people who would know it is me and my family, so I just share it with them. Because I have to. It's my business. So prolong here, Iraq. Isn't that interesting? Afghanistan probably is interesting. I just don't want to cut it up. I've given you the ability to cut these things up already. You just go look at this. I think oh no, I gotta do that in Telegram. Give you the document so you can print out the same folder I made with the Hebrew letters and basic Hebrew roots. And I'm going to have it even. I'm going to be copying all this stuff so that you guys can have it without all the evolution and multi-gender stuff that they try to shove down your throat in this website. It's really, really weird. So Aries, Erda, Arda, Terra. This is where I'll get the Earth. So remember Dan Ald, Daenerys, Down Terra, Pantera. So what's this one? Arar, originally conveyed a binding, thwarting, restricting. So we already read something. Barak means to bless, but it has a B in it. House of Iraq is what Barak means. Isn't that something? So once they conquered Iraq, then literally the House of Iraq, Barak, became president. You can't make this up. I don't know if they know this. I don't know if it's in their plan. All I know is in God's plan. That's all that matters. I don't care if it's in their plan. Do you understand? People keep trying to make you care if it's in their plan or not. I don't care. The only plan that matters is God's plan. And when you explain to people God's plan, guess what? It exposes the other plan. So stop focusing on the other plan. It's almost like they're people put out there on purpose to make you keep focusing on the enemy's plan. The enemy has no plan. The devil has no plan. He's set. He just sits there until someone talks crap about him. Then he blows up. You understand? He waits for you to give him something. Satan does nothing. Satan plans nothing. Stop saying that he plans and does things. He doesn't. He just sits there and speaks with people who do and convinces them to do. The only thing he kind of does is convince, but even that isn't as fully in his power as you might think. He has nothing. He's like a decrepit Jiminy Cricket. He's Jiminy Cockroach. That's what the devil is. He can't do anything. But you can't try to step on him, right? You can't try to destroy him. He's gonna keep crawling around. Me'era meaning to curse. So remember that mRNA thing again. Smyrna, Me'era. There's probably things like in culture too that have to do with Me'era, that have to do with cursing. You'll see these things. The more I tell you these things, or you search them yourself, which you're free to do, nobody's stopping you. Even the homeless guy with the Obama phone, I'll keep saying that. I don't care if it irritates people. It's meant to. God told Isaiah to irritate people. He literally said, "Speak to them my words over and over until it weighs their ears down and their eyes down, and they become dull and they just fall down as this dense, heavy thing that can't move." How long, O Yehovah, till cities are laid waste and there's nobody there and everything is dead? You can go read it. Esh meaning fire, may be feminine or masculine. Oh, you're morbid. It's not morbid to warn people. Go read Deuteronomy chapter 28 and then try to call me morbid. Go read Deuteronomy chapter 28. It's there out of love. Anash. Let's see. Cook or bake. It's just showing you the ish and the esh because I mentioned that earlier. Ta esh, Texas. Tax esh, to tax man. It's probably where we got any of these unlawful taxes in the first place. Some smart aleck in Texas, thinking he's being more free. And then Rome, of course, means to be high. And it's exalted. And I'll actually use that to segue into the Trump stuff. And then I'll go into the gematria stuff because that goes into the whole 9 circle thing I was talking about. That was just weird. When they try to say that the hell has 9 circles, it's like, okay, whatever. Maybe it's the add above to below, but hell would have less than above. And I even accidentally made 6 colors in the rainbow at the bottom when there's 7 colors at the top. That's where you get 76. 76 is 13. Keep hearing to the sound of his thunder. He lets go under the whole wide earth. You know what the chief of the wide earth is? Donald. Kindergarten cop. Who is your daddy and what does he do? You remember that? That's what the Pharaoh asks. Pharaoh comes to ask. Caesar, Kaiser, Kazir, Czar, Sir, Sir, tell me, sir. He comes and asks, who's your daddy and what does he do? The answer should be Yahovah. He creates and destroys. He binds and he wounds. He unlocks and he locks. He raises up and he casts down. He expands and he binds. He brings to light, he takes down to darkness. You understand? So, I noticed this the other day. The first word in scripture is Breshit. It is the Rosh, but it is the beginning. In the beginning, Breshit. The last word in scripture is Yeshua, where they say, come, Master Yeshua. So, Breshit, Yeshua, as in the beginning, Yahovah delivered. You understand? The deliverance has always been there. Messiah just came to act it out. Because there's beings that the Most High created that need to perceive. The Most High doesn't need to perceive. It's already been judged. It's already been done. It is finished. It's always been finished. He just had to act it out so we can perceive it and it can be written down for our grace. You understand? First word in scripture is in the beginning. The last word in scripture is come, Master Yeshua. Can't make this up. So I've gone over multiple times that Trump is ta rum pe, which is literally the mark of Rome's mouth. And there's a storm coming. There's a little horn that comes out at the end, who has eyes and a mouth like a man, speaking great things. Trump literally means ta, mark, border, signature, mark, border, signature, mark, border, signature of the mouth of Rome. This horn has eyes and a mouth. It's like a dragon. Has the eyes of the dragon. And it has the eyes of a serpent. You know what happens in the new earth, in the new heavens? A child can literally put his hand upon the staring gaze of the serpent. They have trouble translating it. It's actually the literal serpent's gaze that you've seen in every movie that shows it. Anaconda, any of these movies. The serpent's gaze, that child shall put its hand upon it, and it will not harm him or her. Only the language can show you how much more beautiful it actually is. You're looking at it through a very, very dirty, filthy mirror when you're reading it in English, and even the dirty, filthy mirror is beautiful. So Trump, no matter what people feel, his name did come from Drump. Do you know what Drump means? That would be the Daleth Rom Pe. Daleth is to invoke, is a door, is a hanger. So he used to be what hangs on, or the door, or invoking Rome's mouth. Then when it changed to Trump's grandfather, I believe it is, married a woman named Elizabeth Christ. Elizabeth is God's completed oath because it's L, and Sabet, it's the house of the seven, or the house of the oath, the completed house of God's oath. That's the church. He took from a woman whose name means the completed oath of the church, and took the Christ out of her name and replaced it with the mark signature of the exalted mouth, or Rome's mouth. So his genealogy reflects a thievery of Christ from the inheritance, and replaced with the mark of the exalted mouth, and this horn, this little horn, this Yoctonite horn. Daniel says they will mix iron and clay with marriage, but iron and clay do not mix. I've said this over and over. So Babylon is now China. Medo-Persia is Saudi Arabia. Greco-Macedon is the United Kingdom, and Rome is the US. There are 10 horns to it. We have the Deca, whatever it's called. It's a Deca something. It's been in Greece and Rome. It's 10 military soldiers. They all have one mind: to destroy the woman who actually is bad. They're destroying the Kabbalistic stuff. They're trying to destroy all this stuff because the AI is already connected to everything. You understand? Now the information I'm telling you, they're trying to destroy because they think they don't need it anymore. And destroying it is part of their plan to try to destroy the Most High. Do you understand? They can't. So what I'm telling you right now is a capital crime in their cabal. That's why there's so many cowards that don't listen to it. And they just act like they're the victim when they're really just cowardly over and over again. The great thing about it is you can just stop being a coward. That's the great thing about it. Anybody, just do it. Just give it to the Most High. He'll take it. He can eat it. He's infinite-dimensional. If you have faith and you give it to the Most High, his infinite dimensionality just eats it. Do you understand? But people want to hold on to it because it's what makes people feel bad about them. It's like, all right. So little horn has eyes of a man and a mouth speaking great things. Go read all the rest of that. It's very interesting. So we're done with that. Oh, and just to prove that I drew it, not that people wouldn't believe me, here's just the proof that I drew it right here. It's in my drawings. You can see the other page here. It's a real book. It's not some kind of like trick. Because unfortunately, I feel like I have to do that sometimes. So let's go over the gematria stuff. This is gonna be interesting. Got room here. On saying when someone's zany to the max. What was that again? They're zany to the max. That was Animaniacs, I think. Animaniacs is funny. They just tell you all kinds of stuff because Steven Spielberg. They're allowed to. He's the city of the Spielberg. So what was I doing right now? Why did I just... Oh, the Gematrix thing. So... I'm not actually going to show this. I forgot. Yeah, I'm not going to show this because it has a lot of weird things too. So let me actually set this screen up. We're about 39 minutes in, and things are about to get very strange. So I'm just going to keep this kind of in the background here. So you guys can look at it. It's kind of trippy looking. And then I'm going to read, and you can go to this. I'll tell you how to get to it. Just if you think I'm not, it's there. I just don't want to have the certain phrases people type in. What it is you have to type in a phrase and then enter the phrase in there. And it becomes part of the database. So that's what apocalypse means. Is the database keeps building until there's no excuse for not believing in the Most High or his message. That's literally what it means. So I'm going to go through this. Matrix. What's funny is like my name actually has to even do about freeing people from the Matrix. So I'm going to put my first name, middle name, and birth name, birth last name. Because remember, I changed Shemiramoth, so there's two. So I'm going to read the first one first, and then put the Shemiramoth on it. It makes it way more interesting. So, Stephen Michael Wheeler. I'm not afraid to say that. It's on my ID. Any Fed can look me up. Stephen Michael Wheeler. Calculate gematria. That's where it gets weird. There's literally one that's like solving string theory. I have to actually show that one, I think. Just make sure the other ones aren't on there. So this is in Hebrew gematria, it equals 1407. English gematria 1284, just so that you can know you can calculate these own things. And simple gematria it equals 214. So that's one list will be the Hebrew gematria, one list will be the English gematria, and one list will be the simple gematria. So the first one, Jewish gematria, Super Bowl. And if you knew my life, it's really interesting. A lot of things happen around the Super Bowl. I even wrote some poems around the Super Bowl about society that I can read another time, or maybe I can get it in the next part. Resonating Jesus, that's funny. Lucifer is Jesus is one of the phrases, which is funny because back when I had that name, a lot of times that would come up as like a something would try to bring me this thing to deal with, and I'm like, no, they made a fake Messiah that is Lucifer. That's the anti-Messiah. So there is a narrative trying to put out there that Messiah actually is Lucifer, and they're tricking you with the New Testament. Like that's such an old trick. So it's interesting that things I read on here, or things I've said, things that happen to me, or things that have come against me. It's so weird. I'm holding the sword, and see, some of them aren't spelt right, so it's not right. It's doesn't have the G. It's not holding. It's funny. This is funny to watch. La di da 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 la da 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 la da 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 da. Project Bluebeam. Can't make this up. It's hilarious. All right. Twittergate, which is interesting because I watched the videos with all that Pizzagate stuff. Um, I saw videos where they were exposing people like CEOs of certain places on Twitter sharing very, very inappropriate things with children. And the people trying to expose it were getting arrested and banned for sharing it. It is very interesting. So Twittergate. And then what I said about Tesla and Twitter, which is now X, which is tall. Um, deal with the problem. Yeah, these are all phrases that, and these numerically equal my name, my birth name. Fellowship of the Q. I literally made something on Instagram a long time ago. I could probably find it. I could probably play it right now. I probably still have it unless I deleted it or it's on some other thing. It would be in my Instagram file. I literally made Q the Fellowship of the Ring, and I didn't even know this. Let me see Instagram. I wonder if I have it. Videos. I probably do. This is crazy. Do I have it? I'm looking at the videos right now. I can't see it. Oh, did I get rid of it? Oh, I can't really. Oh no, maybe it's the description ones. I want to try to find this. Instagram memes. There's no videos there. Yeah, I can't find it. I'll probably find it some other time. But it literally has the quote, one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. And it was Q was the ring, and Trump was like the prophet of Sauron's eye. He's Saruman. Um, so Fellowship of the Q, that's weird. Uh, let's see here. Being honest with Mac, and it's MAK, and it's really interesting. Like Mach, I think Maka is like a messenger. So being honest, like a messenger. Proot? No, that's not spelt right. Let's see. Wise man, I doesn't lie. I doesn't lie. See, some of these are in like a language from, a third of me is Hamite. So it's like wise man, I doesn't lie. Um, that's interesting. Creativity. So literally my birth name equals numerically creativity. Specifically in the Hebrew gematria, which that's what I'm creative in. Isn't that interesting? It's literally a revealing of everything until people get weighed down by it so much that they either fall down or they expand, like this picture, like lightning does, or like a thunder does after the lightning. We're supposed to be that. Um, his lying being the cause of her pains. That's one of the phrases. So it's things I exposed. There's certain people, multiple different people, that cause certain individual hers pain and the church as a her pain. And I expose that. Eggs are in the shape of our eyes. That's a funny one. I like reading the funny ones too. I Love Lucy. That was like heavy in the indoctrination when I was a child. Isn't it interesting that these shows, it's like the shows that are most presented to you through the television harm you the most. I Love Lucy and The Simpsons. They're harmful. They are using the trans beam. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right. Some of the what's interesting is since the last time I checked it years ago, there's more phrases in Latin and German. That's Rome and the Holy Roman Empire and American names. Those are the most you'll see on here. Isn't that interesting? Who's using this gematrix the most? Rome, the Holy Roman Empire, and America. Okay, you'll see why. All right. MAGA demon causing seizure. That's the real 5G. And who's warning about it? The guy's name who equals it in this number thing. Isn't that weird? See these numbers in the background? You have the alphabet, but then there's these weird randomized numbers that just make life that much more interesting. You understand? Cocaine can't do that. None of these drugs can do that. It's literally falling out of the sky like liquid candy. It's called revelation. You can get addicted to it, and there's just nothing wrong with it as long as it's healthy. Another phrase, I chill down to earth. A lot of people who met me would say that. Um, love the liquor, lol. That's for people who know me. Well, I haven't drank in a long time, actually. Liquor's not good for me. I have some like rye whiskey, and I can't even enjoy it like just putting a shot in some ginger ale. I didn't enjoy it that much. I might try it one or two more times and then just give up on it. Because the alcohol is good for cleansing certain things, but then you have to replace it with probiotics and all that. All right, superb owl. Of course, that's what Super Bowl means. Ding dong, the witch is dead. What's weird about this is I'll show you later. Stephen Michael Shemiramoth equals ding dong, the wicked witch is dead, and I'll show you this. And you can look this up. But I'm just not going to show it because there's a lot of different weird... Because people type some weird stuff in there. And see how it comes from someone else? It's not telling any future. It's just showing what's coming out of people. And people have tried to tell the future with this. And you can tell because they insert the phrases they type in. They try to see if people are going to die. It's really disturbing, some of these phrases you see on here. Because it shows you what people are using it for. I'm just telling you the ones that align with cool things that happen to me. And I'm not showing you everything because it's like, it's damn, some of these things are just disturbing things and you don't want them in your life. Do you understand? So panic in Washington. Damn straight. Tina Louise Graves. I looked up Tina Louise. She's the hot redhead from Gilligan's Island. And she's still alive. What happens when Tina Louise meets with Graves? I don't know. Isn't that exciting? God bless her. I don't know who she is. She looked hot in the show, so I don't know. Maybe she's just a girl who just wanted to be on TV. I don't know. Another phrase is the origin of O negative blood. Which, remember, I talk about all these bloodlines and stuff. Supposedly, I'm not O negative, but who knows how accurate these things are. Maybe your blood can change. And they just won't tell you. If they notice your blood change, they won't tell you. They'll be like, hey, this guy's blood just changed. We need to send this to a higher up. And that's not far-fetched. If you know the medical industry, it's very militarized. It's all embedded in the CIA. But if you don't want to believe that, I don't care, because I know it's true. I've experienced it. So listen, literally Shema Iramat is literally the city needs to listen or it's going to die. Or else I'm going to hear the death of the city. From where I go. Anywhere I go, I'm going to have to hear it. Unfortunately. No matter where I go. There's nowhere I can't go where I'm not going to hear it. Or I'm not going to Shemiramoth. Okay. My blazing guns, God. That's funny. And you can take these words and mix them to make the sentence make more sense, because it's the value of the words themselves. So the order of the words don't matter. You can order them in different ways. Oh wait. So this is English gematria now. John has a long mustache. That's hilarious. XRP global currency. Uh-oh. Excerpt. X would be ta, R would be rosh, P would be pe. The mark of the accumulation of the mouth or the disenfranchised of the mouth. XRP global currency. Because this Bitcoin is going to be their fall too. These people who think they're going to get rich off it are foolish. King David has returned. Isn't that wild? And I've been saying about David and making the guitar and telling you the 5 dimensions. And my birth name numerically equals in English gematria, King David has returned. I'm here to proclaim that he's returning. It's not me. It's who I'm clothed with, Messiah. That's why Paul talks like that. It's no longer me speaking, it's Messiah in me. That's why it's Shemiramoth. It's listen, or the city is going to mot. Stronger together. I was very involved with that election. Not in favor of Hillary, obviously, but exposing it. Power to the people. What am I doing right now? Giving the people the real power. Anybody can do it. That's why the person who had nothing received everything. Because I wanted it. Anybody can do it. Super Bowl winner. If I just would have been a football player, I probably could have won the Super Bowl. It's in my name equals it. Super Bowl winner. No, isn't that? I've predicted the Super Bowl winners a couple times. No, isn't that wild? My name also equals reformat the matrix. Can't make this up. Look what's behind me. Look what's behind the matrix that's behind me. Reformat the matrix. 2020. Spelled out. Spelled correctly too. 2020. Also equals my name. Easter time, MMXVIII. That is 2018. Easter time 2018. I left the false church that I was going to. A year later, the sorcerer there that told me to go off and die died of lung cancer, even though he had always been dealing with liver problems. And I wrote a poem that labeled his last 6 months. I'm not even kidding. The date is on it. I can prove it. To the point where the last stanza, and it's written with these groups are written in Roman numerals. The 6th Roman numerals is when I am able to decode the frequency that's affecting me, and it's a frequency of death, and it's from hell, or the people of hell, because remember, hell doesn't exist yet. It's being prepared. I'll show this in the future, but just know that it's there. Gospel of Mary Magdalene. She was the one that was freed from 7 spirits, evil spirits. Resistance is futile, is what my name also, yeah. Country prophet, That's the weirdest part. Like I moved to the country, and now I'm telling you about Messiah, which the spirit of prophecy is the testimony of Yeshua. Country prophet. Isn't that weird? I changed my name when I came here to the country, to Shemiramoth. The scrolls of Torah. The numerical matrix. All these phrases equal my name in English gematria, isn't that? I identify the fallen angel. I mean, I tell you about the thing that comes from the sky, causing the bitterness. I've went over that in the past. Abaddon, literally, Apollyon, and Abaddon. Donald, do you understand what's going on here? Cattle mutilations. It's part of my name. Do you know what I researched? Is some of this weird stuff where there are cattle mutilations, and they always think it's aliens, but it's like, no, something is going out there. Some priesthood is going out there and doing stuff with animals' organs and mutilating them. These stories come out all the time. It happens in zoos sometimes. And it's like so surgical and precise. Like people are like, what's going on over here? Something like totally dissected this animal. Sometimes things are missing from it. Sometimes all their fluids are drained in a way where they're like, whoa, this doesn't seem humanly possible. But anyway, I won't get into that. Arrhythmic mysteries. Arrhythmic mysteries. I've said that Abraham brought arithmetic out of Chaldea. December 26th. Decode string theory. So this is all English gematria, 1284. Decode string theory. Maybe even the year 1284, people were seeing this a lot more. You never understand. Dude, this stuff is so wild. Decode string theory is what my birth name means. Numerically, it equals decode string theory. You can't make this up. I have an episode. Crypto millionaire. I could be a crypto millionaire if I wanted to. I don't want it though. You understand? My birth name means crypto millionaire. I know somebody whose friend became a crypto millionaire. That if I tried hard enough, I might actually be able to contact this person. I don't want it though. The crypto is not for me. It's going to make a blockchain though. Just people don't understand what a blockchain actually is. I love you, sister. Oh, I've tried so hard speaking to people. To be blunt, game over, Q. That's phrase, literally. You can look it up. Follow your heart. I've actually exposed that as a false belief. Illuminati puppet. Yeah. If you get into the wrong avenues of the so-called truth community, you can become an Illuminati puppet. I expose that too. Literally stop using gematria is one of them. It's like, gee, I wonder who... Stop using gematria. Why? It's just apocalypse. What are you afraid of? Huh? This is just wardrobe malfunction. That's happened before. It was really a wedding. I was getting ready for a wedding. And it was so hot. I kept going in and out. So like, it was so hot and humid that day. And this is California too. Not even here. It was so hot and humid. And I was standing in my underwear in front of the air conditioner. And I had these very, very loose boxers on. And I went to walk across the hallway. And thank God nobody was there. Because I walked all the way from one room to the other with a certain part hanging out back. I had a wardrobe malfunction. I've had wardrobe malfunctions when I was a little kid too. So that's just so funny. It's just hilarious to me. Radioactive excrement. I won't. Just know that's Gettysburg Address. I've been talking about Lincoln. I've been talking about the slaves and everything. I'm giving the real Gettysburg Address. Do you understand? Gattisburg. Gata is the wine press, the wrath, strapped with gats to when you were cuddled with a cabbage patch. Do you understand? All you savage cats know I was strapped with gats when you cuddle with a cabbage patch. Everybody wouldn't run around talking like they got something to say, but was it? Everybody wouldn't run around like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move the lips, just a bunch of gibberish. And these mothers want to act like they forgot about Dre, the Dread Warrior. That's in the Shemiramoth, by the way. Dread Warrior. I'm not even going to sing that song. I know that whole song. You understand? Because the 3%ers wrote that song. Everybody want to run around like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. They want to act like they forgot about the Dread Warrior. Reese Witherspoon. I don't know if it's spelt correctly though. All right, now this is. Oh, geez, they have tarot card readings on here. These people are ridiculous. Nobody do that, by the way. This is just phrases and stuff. This isn't the same as tarot cards. Get out of here. I don't want your ad. Get. All right, here we go. So this is the next page of the Jewish Gematria. Code your reality equals my name in Jewish Gematria. Hebrew Gematria. Isn't that interesting? That's really, really interesting. Oh, well, I gotta actually stop right now. While it's raining right here, take a little break and make a third part. Because this stuff is too interesting. So let me start the music here. Is this on? I want to make sure the music turns on. Okay. Okay. Well, there we go. Oh.
It has begun.
Nope. Thought I was gonna play that nice music, did you? You thought I was gonna play that nice music. Nope. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat into Shemiramoth. You understand?